Succeeding on and off the field is always your priority as a coach, and I don't think there's another person that continues to embody that success than Seth Thibodeaux and Colonel Baseball. It's not just the 72-34 mark at home at Didier Field the last 4 years, and it's continued into this season. Colonels have 3 big home games this weekend. They're 15-4 at home on the year. But it's Coach Thibodeaux's ability to have a 60-game grind, 5 games a week, and to find moments that illustrate what we're here for. To have a game that you can focus on, and then the next day to step back and look at the big picture. We had a road trip last year to Corpus Christi that led to a fluke postponement because of a tarp that got pulled off the field by an 80-mile-an-hour wind gust, and all of a sudden there's a cancellation. And what do? You've got a whole day, players are sitting around, and you want them to stay stimulated but still to be focused. Coach Thibodeaux took his team to the USS Lexington, a World War II battleship, and allowed the team to take their mind off the sport, but also to have an educational purpose. Coach Thibodeaux has done that every single season in his 7 years with the Colonels, and that's why he has won 190 games in his 7 years with this program. Seth Thibodeaux with Nicholls Baseball.
I'm going to try not to bore you because I have a lot of guys, but I do want to thank my awesome coaching staff and Walt Jones, who's our recruiting coordinator, who's a tireless worker, Coach Zach Butler as well. Those guys have absolutely killed the road, so to speak, and baseball never ends. I feel like it's baseball season all the time. So I think we take off in December and we start up again in January, and that's about it. But we've got an awesome class, and I'm excited about it, and a bunch of guys coming in from Louisiana, and it's fun. We've worked hard at this class to keep it in this region and keep it in Louisiana, and we're fortunate that Louisiana has some really good players. But we can't get players here unless it works when they get on campus. And the reason why, what I mean by that is, we have Andrew Kearney, who is a tireless worker. So thank you, Andrew, for your hard work. Dr. Reshore, Lori Reshore, does a phenomenal job. The people on this campus, our admissions staff here is incredible, and I think we take that for granted. It's special, it's different. I've been other places, and it's not like this. These people care, and they care because they're invested in Nicholls, and I think that's why there's a charm here. So it's a lot of fun, but I do want to share something with you that I think you'll all kind of enjoy, because I think in this day and age of baseball, every 12-year-old is going to the big leagues, right? And you get on Facebook and everybody's got a ring and they're showing it. So it's kind of a dangerous sport because there's coaches all over the world that coach baseball now. And so it gets tough. But this year in 2017, there are 135,000 high school baseball seniors that are playing high school baseball, seniors, 135,471 this year. Of that 135,471, less than 5% are going to play Division I baseball. And that's going to equal, that's also counting, if you count Division II and III, you can get up to about 6%. So the chances of playing at this level are very, very slim and very difficult, and everyone has a player. So it's tough. But out of that 28,000 that make it that freshman year, less than 6,000 make it for 4 years in Division I baseball. So it gets really difficult, and you get into the hundreds in 2017 of actual seniors still playing college baseball. So if you see a senior, hug them and kiss them, because it's a tough grind. It's hard. And right now, with the amount of baseball being played at 9 to 10, 11-year-olds, they're worn out by the time they're 14. Because it goes from like 1.5 million kids playing at 12 to like 222,000 at 13. So it gets tough. It's not a healthy thing. But we are fortunate that we have had to adjust to these things in Division I baseball, and we got to go find tough kids, because tough wins now. Coastal Carolina won a national championship last year, not Arizona State. And so you got to really kind of shy away from the kids that have it really good, and you got to go find the kids that have it tough. In Major League Baseball this year, 51% of Major League Baseball is non-American born. So they're getting kids. You got to stay with the trend. They're getting kids that don't have it good here. And so we have to make sure we kind of stay with that, and we got to find kids that are multi-sport players, kids that don't do this year-round because they don't learn other skills. We got to fight to find kids that play multiple sports. And so we've done a pretty good job of that. So I'll share with you 14 guys that we have coming in, and I'll try to go quick. I'll try to maybe share just one really good thing about them and move on, because this could take a little bit of a while. The first kid we have, I can't see it, Jake Alamont. Jake Alamont is a Colonel through and through. I think 7 or 8 members of Jake's family have played or come to school at Nicholls State University, and he had one uncle that played football at LSU that ended up coming get his master's here. So quarterback in high school, which I love, 6'2", 180, very, very athletic young man, and a proud Colonel. I can't wait to get him here. Number 2, Brandon Andrews. You see North Carolina there, but really his mother is from right down the road, all the way up in Napoleonville right there. So a local tie. We're fortunate that he played some baseball in this area, and Tommy Meyer is actually his mother's cousin. So Tommy's a huge supporter of ours, and we're fortunate to have a little connection there, and a good right-handed pitcher, I think, that'll come in and pitch right away as a freshman. Kyle Clayton, from Holy Cross in New Orleans, a good right-handed pitcher. Really like him. I coached his high school coach. I'm starting to get old. That's crazy. I used to be young. I coached his high school coach in college at a previous stop, and was fortunate to create a good relationship with him here. But I know Coach Jones hit it off with him right away, and we were able to kind of grab him away from some other in-conference opponents, and we had to work hard to get him, but he fell in love with this campus as soon as he got here. Cameron Crawford, very athletic, from Prairieville, Louisiana, multiple position type guy, can move around the infield. If I need to put him in the outfield, he can make it happen. He can really, really, really run. I love guys that can fly, and he certainly can do that, and he'll be able to steal some backs for us. I really look forward to seeing him being able to bounce around the field and play for us early as a freshman. Will Etheridge, Catholic High, Baton Rouge, you come out of that school, you're prepared for everything. There's no question about it. Academically, socially, and then baseball-wise, I'm a huge fan of his high school baseball coach. Those kids play really hard. They play well. They play together. They don't venture off in the summertime. They stick together every summer, and they play together, and they come out of there hungry and prepared. And sometimes that freshman year, believe it or not, some kids struggle academically, and the kids from Catholic High come here, and I think they think it's a little bit easier because of the grind that they have to go through at their high school. So he'll come in and be able to do multiple things for us, but really want to see what he can do on the infield first. Jacob Kopkin, unique situation, a big lefty, came to our camp in the fall. His father is really high up in the Marucci Bat Company, so we have some ties and connections there, and that's how we kind of got his name early, invited him to camp, saw his length and left-handed hitter, and the opportunity to be able to play multiple positions was neat for us. So we really look forward to getting him here and trying our best to develop him to be a great player in our league. Waylon LeBlanc, shortstop, I started recruiting him or reaching out to him when he was a freshman. I watched him play American Legion Baseball. They still play American Legion Baseball. And I got to watch the tournament, which is a huge fan of it, in New Orleans. When he was a freshman, I was trying to figure out what class he was in because we needed to get him some information. I really wanted him then. I thought he might be a junior or senior, and come to find out he was only a freshman. So I knew about him at a very young age. He was a 4-year starter for Hahnville High School, and also a wide receiver for their football team, who I talked into playing football. Go figure, and he breaks his collarbone, right? Stupid coach, huh? So, but I think that he never regretted a minute of it, and it was a great thing for him. So he's going to come in and help us right away. He can really play defense. Sorry about that. Trevor McKinley, we need immediate help on the mound. We're going to lose Cole Stapler this year, and Mike Hanshaw are 2 weekend starters, so we've got to replace it quick, and this is really the guy we're turning to come in and be a difference maker for us. And tough part about Trevor right now is Trevor's a very high 80, low 90 type arm with a couple of different pitches. Unfortunately, he has a tough hamstring issue that he's been battling all year and hasn't been able to throw that much. But I got to be honest with you, I'm okay with it because every inning you throw in your career is one less inning you're going to throw later on. So, he'll get over that, be able to get over it this summer. Hopefully we can get him here at summer school and start lifting with our strength coach this summer as well. Ivan Prejean, huge fan of this kid. Got to watch him in the summer times as well, but it's crazy. I got to watch him as a receiver when Sandoval went over to play Lutcher last fall, and watch him run routes against a very athletic defensive backfield. And whenever you can do things like that, you develop a skill that you can do things on a baseball field. It becomes a little bit easier to play baseball. And so being able to see his footwork in a different venue was fun to be able to see. He can do multiple things. Absolutely love the kid. Kids from Gonzales are tough as nails, and they love Nicholls. They end up, because we've got a great group of former players from that area that come here and absolutely love this city and this area and this school. And so they take a lot of pride in it, and we take a lot of pride recruiting them here. Dane Simon, probably one of my favorites in this class, senior that can absolutely go get it. His family actually came to school here as well. Center fielder, man, he's a tough kid. He's a little grinder, and he gets after it. He's the glue for that Destrehan High School team. We were able to get another river area player, and kids here, people, fight to get down here. I remember when I coached out of state, we used to always do whatever we could to get Louisiana kids because they were tough as nails and they played hard, and this kid is certainly no different. He's going to end up starting for us as a freshman. I'd be hard-pressed to think he would, and possibly even lead off for us. Cade Saunier, another one, played for my brother over at Turlings Catholic in Lafayette, and I got to be honest with you, another two-sport kid that I didn't see play baseball first. I saw him play football first against St. Thomas More. Didn't even know he played baseball, and I kept watching this kid fly around the field in the state semifinals. He had 13 tackles, a couple of pass breakups, and a couple of interceptions. I was like, man, Mike, I asked my brother after the game, I said, does this kid play baseball? And he said, yes, he's just been kind of overshadowed. I said, good, I want to see him. Coach Butler saw him last summer, and behind the plate, I got to see him play center field, so we're fortunate. He's very versatile, extremely tough, hard-nosed kid, and a wonderful student as well. Nathan Tribble, shortstop from Ponchatoula High School. Coach Jones saw him right away, did a great job recruiting him and getting him to commit right away. And a left-handed hitting infielder that can play all four infield positions, but I'd love to keep him in the middle and start at shortstop first and see where he can go from there. But a true student athlete, and I think he'll do great here academically as well. Zane Washington, Terrebonne High School, very intriguing young man, infectious smile, wonderful family. Great student. Can't wait to get him here because he can do so many things. He plays infield for them there, plays some outfield. He's having a wonderful senior year. Has done some great things in the summertime. I really look forward to getting him here and getting started with him and really developing him because he's got a chance to be a special player here. Parker White, a recent commitment from Texas. Coach Butler worked really hard to get him. He was on a visit here a couple of weeks ago and just committed to us last week. We were able to suck him up and get him here and really looking forward to possibly using him as a closer for the next few years and kind of branch out from there. But that's the goal, to get him here and get him on the mound late in games to finish games for us. And that's it. Awesome class, a bunch of great student athletes, and we're going to have 11 more guys graduate this year, and I think one of them's a junior. He's graduating in 3 years in finance, so it's awesome. It's pretty neat, but it's not because of what we do. I think we have an awesome group of people that work here at Nicholls. So thank you all for your help. Go Colonel.